Hello, it's February 21st today, and we come to a couple of stories in Mark's Gospel today that are healing stories. And one of them, if you've been with me to Israel, and we've been to Magdala together, there's a beautiful painting in the basement of a beautiful church that depicts one of these stories, the healing of the woman who had the subject to bleeding for 12 years, it says here. Um, and then later in the same chapter, Jesus raises the little girl from the dead as well. And a couple of things just want to say about that. First, it's often said about Jesus's miracles that the purpose for him doing miracles is to validate his message, that he is who he says he is, that he has the authority to forgive sins, that God is indeed endorsing what he's saying, and that is a normal reason for miracles, that they are supposed to validate the message of the messenger and say that he has the authority to say what he says. And so Jesus has a very basic and radical message, and that is that he is God come in the flesh, and that he does have the authority to say what he does to these people. But in this context, it seems that these miracles are much more about compassion for these people, and about faith. In fact, Jesus tells the people around the little girl at the end, not to let anybody know. He gave strict orders not to let anyone know about this, and told them to give her something to eat. And so it doesn't seem that this miracle, at least in its original context, was meant to validate anything about his message. It was just to have compassion on this girl and her family. And I think that's an important thing to realize too about Jesus coming to dwell with us, is that it's a very compassionate act for us. Yes, he did have an extremely important message, and without that message, we are in a world of hurt. We are separated from him. We are hopeless. And so the message is of central importance, but he also does it in a compassionate way. He sees people as they are and wants to come alongside them to help them. Not just in terms of their physical, but also but also for their faith, for their eternal life as well. So I think it's a good picture of Jesus to have in our mind, that he's not just about the task of the mission, but he's also about the compassion for people, that he comes as a good shepherd for us. All right, that's it for today, and see you tomorrow.